was looking for one of these for almost 8 years, but then I got it, the Elite Force Dual Optic G36. From that last clip, you could probably tell I've made a few modifications to my G36, but this is what it looked like when I first got it. The first thing I did was add a sling, then I replaced the standard flash hider with a quick detach, surefire, flash hider suppressor combo. First though, I had to buy a clockwise to counterclockwise thread adapter because unlike most guns, this gun has a clockwise thread. I wouldn't actually use a functional airsoft suppressor though because the blowback on this gun is loud. The next thing I did was to add a rail on the side of the carrying handle, but as you can see, I kinda modded in rails to the air vent holes. If you're like me, and you don't like grabbing the gun by the mag well, or if you need to attach a flashlight or a camera, you're gonna wanna make a mod like this too. Also, I think this is pretty much the only way to have both a lower rail and a bipod. Now, the last thing I did was swap out the stock. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the last stock. It was even better quality than the one that I have now. It was really comfortable and really solid. Just like the old one, this one also has the ability to fold. However, this one has the added benefit of being able to extend both in length and in height. The only negative thing about this new stock is the padding on the back, or lack thereof. While it was fine on the shoulder, I stand up my guns on the floor a lot, and I had to add my own rubber non-stick padding on the back in order to make sure that it wouldn't slip. We all know though, the real reason you're buying this gun is for its carrying handle and its dual optics. I placed lens protectors on mine, but on the top we got a red dot sight and on the bottom a 3.5 times magnification sight. On top of the red dot sight, you can open the door that would allow the light to be collected for the dot to work, but here you just make sure you got a battery installed, flip the switch, and enjoy a pretty decent red dot. The magnified sight is a bit harder to capture, but if you can see, it's still easy to read, and it remains faithful to the original. Here's something a lot of people might not know. There's a little button in front of the trigger. If you hold that down while pulling the charging handle back, it'll stay like that. To get it to go back, just pull it back or give it the good old HK slap. If you want your charging handle always sticking to a side, all you gotta do is turn it and push it in. To return it to its original position, all you gotta do is pull it out and give it a little nudge. With these two things, you can probably adjust the hop up easier. A nice thing about this model is its built-in bipod. To extend the bipod, just pull it out. To bring it back in, just push the buttons and pull it back. The bipod also swivels a little, so that's an added bonus. So, most of this gun is polymer, although its barrel, trigger, and other parts that you'd expect are actually made of metal. Despite the materials, because this gun is so large, it does have a noticeable weight that takes some getting used to. Getting to the battery could not be any easier. You just pull the forward body pin out and remove the handguard. The space in there is large enough to cram in a Titan-powered 11.1 lithium-ion battery, which is what I always keep in there. This means that in order to charge it, I just pull out the handguard a little bit and plug it basically into the wall. The same goes for connecting and disconnecting the battery. It's just that easy, although getting the handguard back in the right spot is sometimes a little tricky, especially if you have a large 11.1 LiPo. Now, a nice thing about G36 magazines is that you can connect 2 or more together. This is great for short games because instead of having to carry a vest or a plate carrier with extra magazines, you can just carry your gun with everything on it. To insert the magazine, just push it in straight. To remove it, just grab the magazine, push the lever with your thumb and pull it down. The gun comes with a high cap magazine that can hold around 450 BBs. I just added a little magpul attachment to the bottom of mine, and I found out the hard way that you shouldn't connect 2 of these together. Because this gun has a built-in electronic firing control system, this thing gets a lot of bonuses, like 2-round bursts, or the fact that it makes your internals last longer. The selector switch has a really nice click whenever you switch between the modes, except for the 2-round burst. Thanks to the MOSFET and the lithium-ion battery, semi-auto is really snappy, and you can fire pretty much as fast as you want. Burst gives you the option to double your fire rate without losing control of ammo consumption like full auto. Full auto, of course, lets you assert your dominance over a small area. While I think the blowback is really cool, some people may want to disable it because it is pretty loud. So that's the Elite Force Dual Optic G36. It's an amazing gun on its own, although it has the potential to become a marksman rifle, an LMG, or basically anything that you want. If you're looking to buy a reliable G36, I can recommend this one, the K, or even the Elite C version. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and if you're interested in seeing what else I do, whether it's in airsoft, cosplay, or video games, consider subscribing. Thank you.